It's been only a couple of weeks since Starship's Flight 6, and SpaceX is already making huge progress at Starbase in preparation for the upcoming Flight 7. The team has been busy implementing some critical changes to Starship, and in today's video, we'll break down these updates and what they mean for the future of the program. Before we dive into the details, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any updates on Starship and SpaceX's other groundbreaking achievements. This past week has been eventful in the ongoing development of SpaceX's Starship program, with significant progress despite some weather-related challenges. Early in the week, activities seemed slow, but momentum has since picked up, especially with the Block 2 Starship prototypes. What many people might not realize is that SpaceX's Starship is fundamentally different from other rockets. If a company decides to build a rocket similar in size and function to existing designs, there's a lot of available data and engineering knowledge to draw from. For example, Blue Origin's new Shepard rocket was developed and launched in less than 7 years, with relatively few tests before carrying humans. This was possible because New Shepard is small and similar to previous suborbital rockets. Blue Origin didn't need to reinvent the wheel. They used established designs and concepts. In contrast, SpaceX's Starship is the largest rocket ever built and aims for full reusability. Because of its size and unique design, SpaceX essentially has to test and figure everything out on their own. Starship has been in development for over 8 years and has gone through dozens of tests. After each test, they discover something that needs to be fixed, changed, or added. This process takes time because they are solving problems that have never been tackled at this scale before. At SpaceX's production site, significant progress has been made on Ship 34, the second Block 2 Starship upper stage prototype. On Saturday, the vehicle's raceway was observed ascending Megabay 2, indicating imminent installation on the ship. This suggests that Ship 34 is entering the final integration phase, with the primary remaining task being the attachment of the aft flaps. Once these are installed, Ship 34 will be nearly complete. Notably, the ship was relocated to the central processing stand within the bay, a position that facilitates the installation of flaps and engines. Additionally, a single ring was transported from the Star Factory to the scrapyard. Speculation suggests that this ring may have been utilized to calibrate new welding machines. Progress has also been made with Booster 14, a super-heavy booster prototype. On Tuesday, a booster transport stand was moved to the ring yard, signaling preparations for Booster 14's rollout to commence its engine testing campaign. Subsequently, Booster 14 was lowered onto the transport stand in Megabay 1, and by Thursday evening, was its way to the launch site. Upon arrival, the booster was positioned beneath the launch tower's arms in anticipation of static fire testing. The routine of lifting the booster above the orbital launch mount proceeded smoothly, setting the stage for the forthcoming static fire test of its 33 Raptor engines. SpaceX's Starship development involves iterative versions known as blocks. Block 1 was the initial version used for the first 6 flight tests and was retired as of November 2024. Block 2, the current iteration, features several improvements, including thinner forward flaps positioned more leeward, a 25% increase in propellant capacity, an integrated vented interstage, dual raceways, and increased thrust. The vehicle is taller than Block 1, and is designed to have a payload capacity of at least 100 tons to orbit when reused. Block 2 vehicles are planned to use Raptor 3 engines, removing the need for secondary engine shielding, although Ship 33, the first Block 2 prototype, will use Raptor 2 engines. Initial Block 2 vehicles will continue to use Block 1 boosters. The first flight of Block 2 is planned for Flight Test 7. In SpaceX's current testing sequence, specific ships and boosters are paired for upcoming flight tests. Ship 33, the first Block 2 Starship second stage prototype, is expected to pair with Booster 14 for Flight Test 7. Ship 33 is located in Megabay 2 after completing cryogenic proof testing and is awaiting engine testing at the Massey Outpost. Following Flight Test 7, Ship 34 is anticipated to pair with Booster 15 for Flight Test 8, continuing the iterative testing process. Preparations for Ship 33, the first Block 2 Starship upper stage prototype, are moving forward. Ship 33 is expected to partner with Booster 14 for Flight 7, scheduled for January 11, 2025. The recent movement of the ship's static fire stand toward the former ring yard, shortly after Booster 14 was moved to the launch site, indicates that static fire testing for Ship 33 is about to begin. This means the first Block 2 ship will soon be ready for launch. Flight 7 will be the first test flight for a Block 2 Starship, which includes improvements like increased propellant capacity, higher thrust, and design changes aimed at better performance and reusability. After Flight 7, Flight 8 is planned with Ship 34 and Booster 15 to continue testing and development. The Flight 7 mission is expected to follow a similar trajectory to earlier test flights. According to filings with the Federal Aviation Administration, the launch will likely take place early in the morning. NASA will use an aircraft to capture thermal imagery of Starship's re-entry over the Indian Ocean. This data will help analyze the vehicle's heat shield performance, which is critical for future missions, especially those involving crew and cargo to the Moon and Mars. In this test, Booster 14 will launch from Starbase carrying Ship 33. After separation, the booster will attempt a controlled landing back at the launch site. Ship 33 will continue its flight, reach a set altitude, and then begin re-entry. The ship is planned to splash down in the Indian Ocean. Teams will collect data to evaluate how the systems performed during flight and re-entry. Musk has outlined plans for SpaceX to construct over 1,000 Starship spacecraft, aiming to establish a self-sustaining city on Mars. To support this ambitious goal, SpaceX is developing multiple launch towers and facilities to enable a high launch frequency. At Starbase in Texas, SpaceX has completed a second Starship launch tower, enhancing its launch capacity. In Florida, the company is constructing a launch tower at Launch Complex 39A within NASA's Kennedy Space Center. This historic pad, leased by SpaceX since 2014, is being adapted to accommodate Starship launches. Additionally, SpaceX is expanding its Roberts Road facility at Kennedy Space Center. This site includes the Star Factory, a manufacturing plant designed to streamline Starship production. The expansion plans suggest the construction of high bays for stacking Starship components, similar to those at Starbase. The presence of multiple launch towers offers operational flexibility. For instance, during Flight 6, the launch tower sustained damage during liftoff, preventing the booster from returning for a catch and necessitating a controlled splashdown in the ocean. With additional towers, a damaged tower wouldn't halt operations. The booster could divert to an alternative tower for recovery, minimizing disruptions and maintaining launch schedules. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.